We glide slowly to the end of the street. At the bend, Kirill looks at me. Should I turn? I wave him on. Go in, lowest gear. Our boot turns and drifts in the lowest gear over the last few feet of human land. The sidewalk's getting closer and closer. There's the shadow of the boot inching over the brambles. Here's the zone! And instantly a chill runs down my spine. I feel it every time, but I still don't know whether it's the zone greeting me or a stalker's nerves acting up. Every time I figure I'll go back and ask the others if they feel it too. And every time, I forget. Alright, so we're drifting peacefully above the abandoned gardens. The motor under our feet is humming steadily and calmly. It doesn't care. Nothing can hurt it. In here, my tender cracks. We don't even make it to the first marker before he starts babbling. You know, the way novices babble in the zone. His teeth chattering, his heart is galloping. He's out of it. And though embarrassed, he can't get a grip. I think this is like diarrhea for them. They can't help it. The words just keep pouring out. And the things they'll talk about. They'll rave about the scenery, or they'll philosophize about aliens. Or they might even go on about something totally irrelevant, like our tender here. He's started in on his new suit, and now just can't shut up about it. How much it cost, the fine wool it's made of, and how the tailor changed the buttons for him. Be quiet, I say. He gives me a sad look, smacks his lips, and goes on again. Now about the silk he needed for the lining. Meanwhile, the gardens are ending. We are already above the clay wasteland that used to be the town dump. And I notice a breeze. There was no wind a moment ago, but suddenly there's a breeze. Dust clouds swirling, and I think I hear something. Quiet, asshole, I tell Tender. No, he just can't shut up. Now he's going on about the horsehair. Alright, no help for it then. Stop, I tell Kirill. He stops immediately. Quick reaction. Good man. I take Tender by the shoulder, turn him toward me, and smack him hard on the visor. He slams nose first into the glass, poor guy, closes his eyes, and shuts up. And as soon as he quiets down, I hear crack, crack, crack. Kirill is looking at me, jaws clenched, teeth bared. I hold up my hand. Don't move, for God's sake. Please don't move. But he also hears the crackling, and like any novice, feels the need to immediately do something. Go back, he whispers. He whispers. I desperately shake my head and wave my fist right in his visor. Cut that out. For God's sake, you never know which way to look with these novices. At the zone or at them. And here my mind goes blank. Over the pile of ancient trash, over the colorful rags and broken glass drifts a tremor. A vibration. Just like the hot air above a tin roof at noon. It floats over the mound and continues. Cuts across our path right beside a marker. Lingers over the road, waits for half a second, or am I just imagining that? And slithers into the field, over the bushes, over the rotten fences, towards the old car graveyard. Damn these eggheads. A great job they did. What on earth was I thinking while mooning over their stupid map? Go on at low speed, I tell Kirill. So right now they're being artifact hunters. They're going into the zone to get this artifact that they need to bring back for study. And they're kind of sneaking in because our main character, I in this scenario, is a stalker, which is illegal in the zone. The zone in Roadside Picnic is very different from the zone in Stalker, just because it was created by aliens, and I think that's a really interesting but very important differentiation. So, you know, like, it's not radiation based, even though there is radiation to worry about in the Roadside Picnic zones. Also, there are plural zones in Roadside Picnic. But everything we read is going to feel really familiar to you, and hopefully it gives you some context for how playing in the zone can feel. You can really feel the spirit of exploration in this, and you can also feel the danger. Okay, the best thing, of course, would be to get to the pavement. The pavement's flat, and you can see everything. And I know that crevice in it, except I don't like those mounds. If we head straight to the pavement, we have to pass between the two of them. There they stand, smirking and waiting for us. No, I'm not going between the two of you. That's the Stalker's second commandment. It has to be clear for 100 paces, either to your left or to your right. Now, what we could do is go over the left mound, although I have no idea what's behind it. According to the map, there's nothing there. But who trusts maps? Listen, Red, whispers Carol. Let's jump, eh? 50 feet up, and then right back down. And there we'll be at the garage. Quiet, you. Just leave me alone right now. Up, he says. And what if something gets you at that height? They won't even be able to find the pieces. Or maybe there's a bug trap around here. Never mind the pieces. There will be nothing left at all. These risk takers really get me. He doesn't like waiting, you see? So let's jump. In any case, it's clear how to get to the mound, and we'll figure the rest out from there. I slip my hand into my pocket and pull out a handful of nuts and bolts. I bet you know what's going to happen with these nuts and bolts. I put them on the palm of my hand and show them to Carol. Remember the story of Hansel and Gretel? Read it in school? Well, here we'll have that in reverse. Look, and I throw the first nut out. It flies a short way like I intended and lands about 25 feet away. The nut goes fine. Did you see that? I ask. So, he says. Don't so me. I'm asking you. Did you see that? Yeah, I did. Now take our boot over to that nut at a low speed and stop 6 feet in front of it. Got it? Got it. You're looking for gravio concentrates. Never you mind what I'm looking for. Give me a second. I want to throw another one. Watch where it falls and then don't take your eyes off it. I throw another nut. Naturally, this one also goes fine and lands just ahead of the first one. Go ahead, I say. He starts the boot. His face has become completely calm. You can see he's figured everything out. They're all like that, the eggheads. The most important thing for them is to come up with a name. Until he comes up with one, you feel really sorry for him. He looks so lost. But when he finds a label like Gravio Concentrate, he thinks he's figured it all out and perks right up. We pass the first nut, and then the second, and the third. Tender keeps sighing, shifting from one foot to the other, and yawning nervously with a slight whimper. He's suffering, the poor guy. It's alright, this will probably do him good. He'll take 10 pounds off today. I throw the fourth nut. It doesn't go quite right. I can't explain it, but I feel it in my gut. Something's off. I immediately grab Carol's hand. Stop, I say. Don't move an inch. I take the fifth nut out and throw it farther. And higher. There it is, the bug trap. The nut goes up alright, and starts going down fine. But halfway down, it looks like someone tugged it off to the side, pulling it so hard that it goes right into the clay and disappears. Ever see that? I whisper. Only in the movies, he says, straining forward so far he almost falls off the boot. I think it's so cool how the physics of anomalies in Stalker are so varied, but you can't really tell what they're doing. Like you can when you see it happen to another creature, like say a pseudodog runs into a vortex, you see what's happening. But like when you get hit by one or you get stuck in one, there are some that are easier to get out of than others, but you don't know exactly why it's happening. Or suddenly I break into an awful sweat. Some even gets into my eyes. And I know right then I will not be throwing a nut in that direction. To our left, sure, as many as you like. That route is longer, and the stones over there look suspicious, but I'll have to do it. I just can't throw a nut in front of us. And so I throw one to our left. Carol doesn't say a thing, just turns the boot, drives it over the nut, and only then looks at me. I must look pretty bad, since he immediately looks away. Don't worry, I say. You can't always take the straight path. Things get easier now. I find my crack in the pavement, which still looks good, isn't overgrown with weeds, and hasn't changed color. I feel happy just looking at it. And it takes us all the way to the gates. I go in. I stop the doorway and look around. Damn, it sure is easier to work during the day. I remember how I lay in this same doorway. It's pitch black. The hell slime was shooting tongues of flame up from the pit, blue ones, like the burning alcohol. And the most frustrating thing is that the damn flames didn't even give off light, but only made the garage seem darker. And now it's a breeze. My eyes have gotten used to the gloom. I can see everything, even the dust in the darkest corners. And there really is something sparkling there. Silver threads stretching out from the canisters to the floor. It looks just like a cobweb. It might in fact be a cobweb, but better to stay away from it. And here, I screw up. I should have Carol walk next to me. Wait until his eyes get used to the dark, and show him this cobweb, point right at it. But I'm used to working alone. My eyes adjust to the light, and I don't think about Carol. I step inside, head straight for the canisters. I squat by the empty. There aren't any cobwebs stuck to it. I take one end of it. Alright, grab hold, I say, and don't drop it, it's heavy. I look up at him. My heart leaps into my throat. I can't say a word. I want to yell, "Stop, don't move!" And can't. And there probably isn't enough time anyway. It all happened so fast. Kirill steps over the empty, turns around, and his back goes right into the silver stuff. The only thing I can do is close my eyes. I feel weak all over. Can't hear a thing, just the sound of the cobweb tearing. Like regular cobweb, except louder, of course. I'm crouching there with my eyes closed, can't feel my hands or my feet, and then Kirill says, "Well, are we picking it up? Let's do it," I say. We pick up the empty and walking sideways carry it to the exit. The damn thing is heavy. It's hard to carry, even for the two of us. "Alright," says Carol. "1, 2, no." I say, "Wait, put it down first." We put it down. "Turn around," I say. He turns without a word. I look. There's nothing on his back. I check this way and that. Still nothing. Then I look around and check the canisters. Nothing there either. "Listen," I said to Carol, still looking at the canisters. "Did you see the cobweb?" "What cobweb? Where?" "Never mind," I say. "The Lord is merciful." Meanwhile, I think, actually, that remains to be seen. So the empty is like a canister that has a space in between, and it's like, and they're like propelled by some type of magnetic force, but this empty has something in between. So that's why they're going into the zone to get it. I'm not going to read the whole book. You should do that yourself, but I definitely will read little excerpts every once in a while because this is fun. I like reading aloud, but I'm considering this fully and wholeheartedly Stalker content, so subscribe for more.
Ёлки!
I'll see you in the next
Еще
one.
у меня бебехи с голодухи в узлы завяжутся. Ну и какого мы сюда приперлись? Бугру типа виднее. Но, бля, лучше б пацанов спросил. Не, ну реально,